Hello, this is Eric Hunter, and I want to answer a question that I get very often. It's how many times should I repeat a pendulum command? So, one of the basic things of pendulum alchemy and pendulum healing is that you use your pendulum to deliver a command. So, here is the Asclepius. This is a really awesome pendulum with great energy, and I could deliver a command like raise my vitality to the highest levels possible. I let the pendulum spin around in a circle until it goes side to side and it stops. So that's the command. I go say raise my consciousness to the highest level possible. Increase my vitality to the highest level. Change my energy to blue-green. So the basic idea is you state what you want to have happen. You take your pendulum, you let it spin around in circles. You either make it spin intentionally or you just sort of seemingly allow it to spin. And then once it stops spinning and goes side to side or just stops, your command has been delivered and it's been energized. And this whole spinning process is said to have metaphysical properties. So if you read my book on the commands guide, I say in there that as a general rule of thumb, you say the command once and then you don't repeat it again. So I want to explain what I mean by that. So what happened in the past is that I saw a lot of people, they would take their pendulum and then they would say a command like, raise my consciousness to the highest level possible. They'd let the pendulum go around and then they'd do it again, raise my consciousness to the highest level possible. And then they do it again, raise my consciousness to the highest level possible, as if the first time didn't work. So when I say not to repeat a pendulum command, what I'm saying is that these are not affirmations. These are way more powerful than a regular affirmation. So you don't need to repeat it over and over again. Just say it once and be finished with it. And basically, when you say a pendulum command, it will have an impact or an effect for a given period of time. And it's usually until circumstances begin to shift or change. So let me give you a concrete example. Like let's say you park your car and you want it to be safe when you go into the store so that you don't get a ticket or no one robs it or anything like that. So you can take your pendulum and you can say like, keep my car safe and protected. So by the time you leave your car, go into the store and come back, that pendulum command will have been working, but by the time you get back, it's done. And if you want to protect your car, you got to do the command again. So basically, pendulum commands will last for a given period of time until the energy starts to shift, until something happens that shifts the energy. So when would you want to repeat a pendulum command? Because the general rule of thumb is that you say it once and then you're finished. So, but there are circumstances where you do want to repeat it. So let me give you a few examples. Let's say someone is being treated in the emergency room of the hospital and they're in a life and death situation. Well, you may, to really effectively help them, you may need to be sending them energy and saying commands with your pendulum nonstop for that entire period of time. It could be like 30 minutes, an hour or something. Because when someone's in a life or death situation, the energy is getting used up so fast. Like if you just say change their energy to blue-green, for a few seconds that will be there, but then they just use it up and then you got to do it again. Or the circumstances are constantly changing. Like, the surgeon might come in or a new medical part of the medical staff or a new part of the treatment. So in those really dynamic cases, you may need to be doing a lot of pendulum commands and sometimes repeating them, within a short period of time. All right, so that's one instance. Another time you'd want to repeat a pendulum command is when you feel the circumstances have changed. So like, let's say you're trying to get a job and you do some pendulum commands around them, seeing your resume or, whatever it is, or getting in for the interview, right? Like then like a couple days go by, you don't hear anything. So do some more and then call them on the phone, or you get called in for the interview, then do some more. So basically, once circumstances start to shift or change, do it again. Another time you do it again is if you intuitively feel that it's needed. So like you may do a command like, raise consciousness of my house to the highest level possible. And then, because maybe there's some bad energy in your house or something, but then after a little while, you feel like it worked for a little bit, but then you're intuitively feeling, I need to do it again. Well, sure, do it again. That's a perfectly legitimate, time to be repeating a pendulum command. So there are instances where repeating it is valuable and there is value to that. The main thing I'm trying to say, though, is don't feel like you have to turn pendulum commands into affirmations. So a lot of systems of affirmations, you're repeating them over and over again. That's not the way pendulum alchemy and pendulum healing works. You use the pendulum to energize your words so that you don't need to repeat commands over and over again. You only repeat them when someone asks you, like they say, can you do that again for me? Or intuitively you feel like it should be done, or in situations where circumstances are constantly shifting or changing, or every time there's like been a new development in what you're doing. The other case where you might, you're going to repeat commands is with chronic conditions or long-term things that require a lot of energy to get them to shift or change. Then you could be repeating the commands on a daily basis, or maybe even like twice a day. So for example, like crown chakra imbalances that cause things like insomnia, mania, ADHD, or at least they're associated with that, ADHD, severe autism, Asperger's. Well, if you decrease the size of someone's crown chakra, you'll often see an immediate result in them calming down, falling asleep, or lessening of those symptoms. But that might be something you need to repeat a couple times a day, twice a day, once a day on a regular basis. It might be for the person's entire life. So, there are instances where repeating these commands is valuable and good. So I'm not saying never to repeat them, but what I'm saying is don't repeat them unless it is necessary. Because in most cases, you just say it once and it's finished. So in America, there's a saying, one and done. Like, you do it once and that's it. It's done. Just forget about it. Start taking other actions to move forward and get what you want, or take other actions to help yourself or whatever it is you're trying to achieve with the pendulum alchemy, pendulum healing, whatever you're trying to have happen, just do that. So you don't need to just mindlessly be repeating these over and over again. All right, I hope that answers that question and that you found this video to be useful. Thanks for watching. Bye.